Hi, everyone. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Mr. Hill, and I will be your child's teacher for the upcoming school year. So I just wanted to make this video to introduce myself to any students and also families who have not yet had the chance to meet with me face to face. Like I said, my name is Mr. Hill. This is my fifth year teaching at Mojave Vista. Up to now, I've taught nothing but sixth grade, but this year we're going to try something a bit different. And I'm going to be teaching fifth for the time being. So, uh, I grew up here in the high desert. I was born in Wisconsin, but I came here so young. The high desert is basically all that I know. Went to multiple schools in this district, graduated from Victor High, and then I went down to Orange County for college. After college, I moved to Japan, where I stayed there for 5 years, and I taught English from to elementary students all the way up to senior citizens. And I loved it there. Great country, and yes, I can speak, read, and write Japanese. So usually, if the class is ahead some days, I like to break out some Japanese and do a few Japanese lessons and teach kids some phrases, some colors, stuff like that. And they really seem to enjoy it. While I was in Japan, I actually met my awesome wife. Her name is Masami, and we have three beautiful kids. Jasmine, who's our oldest, Maddox, who's our second, is my son, and Mia, my baby girl. She just turned 1. And on the next slide, you're actually able to see a few pictures of my family. And family is very important to me. It's the most important thing. So if there's ever something going on and it's a conflict, hey, school versus family, I'm very flexible, very understanding. Please just communicate with me, and I will make accommodations wherever I can because I am a teacher and I do care about your child's education, but I also understand that life happens. And so I want to be flexible and let you know that whenever you guys need something or need something from me, please don't hesitate to ask. If it's something within my power to do, I will try my best to get it done. Now I want to talk a little bit about uh, kind of my philosophy for teaching and what I'm going to be expecting from your child and from the families and everyone because we cannot do this alone. I look at teaching as kind of a stool. It's a classic stool. You got three legs, right? And at the top, you have the seat. So for me, the top of that seat, that's their education. In order to support that education, we need three things in order to make that work. And without one of those things, it becomes very difficult for the child to be successful in their education. The first thing that you need is you need a teacher who's going to be there and who's going to be professional and provide the information your child needs to be successful. So if I'm not doing my part, how can I expect your child to be successful if I'm not coming in every day prepared, ready to teach, ready to learn? Because sometimes there's things I need to learn and things I need to improve on in my craft to be a better teacher for your child and for your family. The next component we need is we need a student who has the heart for education, who really wants to learn and really wants to do their best. So, for example, I don't want to show any names, but I do have a report card here of a previous student. I'm going to show it upside down so we can see it. I have a report card of a previous student here. And I talked to their parents and I asked if I could show something from my previous students, and they gave me the okay for this. So there won't be any names, but just some general grades. So, for example, in our student one, let's just go ahead and put student one here. Student one and student two. So, let me move this over so you can see it a little bit better. Got some glare from the sun. All right, that's a little bit better. So we got student one and student two. So when we look at some of their grades, for example, if I'm looking at their social studies grade, social studies, right? Social studies. One student got a 1, the other student got a 4. We look at their science grade. Got a 1, second student, got a 4. And let's look at some of their math grades. So we got number systems, because we do things here by standards. So their number systems grade, let's put NS for number system, was a 1, and the other one was a 4. Their application of skills, application. So how are you applying and thinking through the things we're going through in class? Sorry about my horrible handwriting. 1 here, and this one was a 4. You'll get used to it. I have the worst handwriting ever. I should have been a doctor with my bad handwriting, but that's neither here nor there. But you can see we have a student here with all ones and a student here with all fours. Now, I was a little bit dishonest at the beginning of this because I said I have multiple students. What this actually is, this is one student's grade. And this student went from getting all ones and a few twos to getting fours and threes and making honor roll. This is the course of work from one trimester. So first trimester, the students saw their grades and we had a very frank talk. And I told them, you can do better, but you're not applying yourself. I'm not comparing you to student X. I'm comparing you to yourself and the potential and what I know you can do. And after we had that discussion and me and that student worked together, they were able to really transform their grades and their way of thinking about their own education. It was no longer something I'm doing because I have to, because my parents tell me, because I have to be at school. They took pride in their work and uh, in their own learning process and becoming better students and becoming a better young person. And this person, with literally within weeks, went from getting ones on their assignments in social studies, not turning things in, to fours. Same thing with their math. And all it came down to was this child decided, hey, I know I'm not living up to my potential and I want to reach my potential. And if I have a student whose potential is fours, they have the skill set and the foundation already to get fours, and they're giving me threes, I'm not going to be happy with that student because I know what they're capable of. Now, on the flip side, if I have a student who is getting ones, like the student here, and then the next test or the next grading trimester, they're bringing me twos, I'm going to be so excited because they improved. And so I want you to know I'm never going to compare your child to another child. I'm going to only compare them to themselves. I'm going to push them to be the best version of themselves that they can be because to me, that is the most important. So I just brought this here for that, and I'm going to move this out the way really fast. All right, so we're back, and the next thing, the third part of that stool that we need is we need parent involvement. Last year, or the year before last, I had my students for back to school night write messages all over my board, and they had to tell their parents what is the thing you need the most in order to be successful. And almost all of my kids wrote something similar to this statement. I need you to hold me accountable because even though the kids know that education is important, that they need to study, they need to do their work, that they need to turn it in, they're still children and they're easily distracted and they really need the parents to be on them. And I know most of you are already doing this. Most of you are already having your kids read, practicing their math facts so they know their multiplication tables, practicing their division, practicing the skills and reinforcing the skills that we go over in class every single day. And that's so important. Without that vital component of parent support and parent involvement, it's very difficult for kids to be successful uh, on their own, especially because we move at a really fast pace in this class after we get through the initial getting to know each other and that warm up period. After that, things move pretty quick. So without the support of the parents, which I already know that 99% of you are already giving that to your kid and giving them everything they need to be successful and to be the best that they can be. So if we have all three of those things, uh, me doing what I need to do, coming in every day, prepared, ready to go, ready to teach. The child coming in, ready to learn, ready to grow, ready to share, ready to make mistakes. And the parents who are there to help reinforce the things we're going over in class. I know that every single child who has those three components is going to be successful. And again, I do not measure success only by hitting honor roll. I measure success by growth. If you started here and you go here, I'm happy. That's what I want, and that's what I want your child to understand. I don't care where they're coming from. All I know is that if we work together, we can get them further than where they are today, and that's my goal. And if I get that from parents and I get that from the students, I promise you, I will give you everything I have in return. If you need me, I'll be there. If your kid needs extra work to be challenged, I'm there. If they need extra help because they're falling behind on something, I'm there. All I need to see is that they are also putting in the work and putting in the effort to be successful. One thing I do not do if your child has decided, hey, I don't care about my education. I have to come to school. I got these parents who are super supportive, who are wanting me to do my best, but I don't care. I'd rather be playing Fortnite or doing dances on TikTok than be listening to Mr. Hill talk about math. In those cases, I'm not the kind of teacher who sits there and who babies them, who will chase after them. Because even given this distance learning situation, when these kids grow up and they go to try to get into colleges and get jobs, no one's going to baby them. And if they're in fifth grade or sixth grade, they're going to be going to middle school very soon. And once they go to middle school and high school, all the babying and chasing, that's out of the window. No one is going to do that at those stages. So I'm doing my best to not only make them successful now, but to prepare them for the future. So as long as they're on task and they're working hard, I am here to support all that I can. And all I ask is effort from the child, and I already know that all of the parents are going to be giving a lot of support to their children because they want them to be successful, just like I want them to be successful. Uh, Definitely more so than I want them to be successful. I know your parents have an even bigger investment in your child, and so I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to work with your child over this next school year. And again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please never worry about reaching out to me, please send me a message on Class Dojo. Most of you should have my personal number if you need to call me. And yeah, so hopefully we have a really fantastic year. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to working with all of you.